Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab and in the book. We rolling right now. We about to get into what I call the meat and potatoes. So let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, and there's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? You ask the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. So it's rhetorical. If you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Speaking of my girl, yeah, we about to hit pay dirt today. This is the best part right here. Purifying the heart. You see that? When you get baptized, it ain't about getting water poured on you. It's about you living and understanding the teachings that have been given to you, the mind, and now you implement what you're learning. This is the meat and potatoes of my philosophy. Pay attention. Let's go. Purification of the heart is done. How then is it possible to eradicate negative karmic impressions and how to develop positive ones? Ding, ding, ding. Righteous and virtuous living on a daily basis. The things that you used to do that you know is wrong, you no longer do them. You can change. That's what change is all about. And what happens when you do this? Watch this. The answer lies in your personal, individual understanding of the wisdom teachings that I'm giving to you daily, and then you practice them. Ding, 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 ding. You practice them. After you receive them, you practice what you was taught, what you're learning, what you're listening to. Why? When you study the teachings and you live according to them or by them, what happened? Your mind undergoes a transformation at all levels. Okay? Conscious, unconscious, and subconscious. Why? You start inquiring and you start to do good things. So you're acquiring what? Good karma. You're building up positive, good karma, aka blessings. Sorry about that, but get to the point, alright? But at all levels of your life, you're getting better at everything. And this transformation will be recognized, but it is the purification of one's heart. That's what you're doing. Taking away the bad, incorporating the good, and continually doing it on a regular basis where it becomes the norm. That's why sometimes your heart can be even lighter than the feather when you get real good. Okay? I know mine gonna pass. But watch this. But so often spoken about through what? The Egyptian book of coming forth by day. They told you, just like the Bible, basic instruction before leaving earth, we had a book of coming forth by day. Why? When you leave the darkness, you come into the light. What? Of God, the glorious glow of... Sorry. Y'all call it heaven. We knew it to be light, okay? The glorious day, okay? It signifies what? Listen, it signifies an eradication of what? Negative and bad actions, impressions, sneaky, deceitful acts, greedy, all this stuff that's negative. You got to eradicate that from your character, which renders the mind Now it's pure. Your mind is clear. I'm not agitated. I'm not worried about something I did yesterday. It might come back and bite me in the butt. Somebody I did something to might come back and catch up. I ain't got those kind of thoughts no more. I ain't got to worry about what I did or what I know. When you're doing what's right, you don't have those problems. I don't have nightmares. I don't have all that nonsense, okay? But that's when the mind is clear, pure, and subtle. They constantly call, like the lake. The lake is smooth. You can see from the bottom to the top. Until it starts vibrating, that's when the mind should be clear. And daily meditation helps you do that also. That's another part I want to tell you. Why? Because the mind is now rendered subtle. Still yourself. Stop. Give me your undivided. That's God telling you to meditate on me. Listen to me. Contact me. Commune with me. Hello? Don't keep just praying to me. The spiritual realization is now possible that you can actually have a communication with God, a one-on-one. I had mine over 15 years ago. So I do know about that. Okay? It freaked me out, but now I done got so past that. So if you're going through those things right now, that's the part of growing. Alright? And if your family and friends don't think you're crazy, you ain't doing it right. This discipline that you hold yourself accountable to is purifying what? Your heart. How? By living according to the teachings, and known as what we call it yoga of what? Right action, or Maat philosophy. Whatever you call it, it's what you do and how you do it. That's the meat and potatoes of anything that you're going to practice. Know what and how to do what it is you need to do for you. The philosophy, again, this is a philosophy, not a belief system. I don't need you to believe jack. I could care less what you believe. I'm here to give you information that you can use. Again, that you can practice for yourself and manifest the things that I'm telling you for yourself. I'm teaching. The philosophy of Maat, a.k.a. right thinking, is a profound teaching. It's a profound teaching which what? Encompasses the fabric of creation as well as a highly effective system of spiritual discipline. It don't get no better than that. I can't explain it. That's what I'm reading. I ain't got to explain it. I can just read it to you. And watch this. In creation, in stories, God, Neteru, is said to have what? Established his creation upon Maat. Consequently, it follows that Maat is the orderly flow of energy which maintains the universe itself. Become one with Maat. Feel Maat. Be Maat. I am Maat. Drown yourself, lace yourself with the liqueur of Maat. Everything that's Maat, you just supposed to engulf yourself in it because it's all good. And further, Maat is what? The regularity which governs the massive planetary and this whole solar system, as well as the growth of a blade of grass. Boy. She covered a whole lot of area. Now you're starting to see why she's my girl. And every human cell. Ding, ding, ding. This natural process represents what? The flow of creation, wherein there is constant movement and a balancing of what? The opposites. Up, down, hot, cold, here, there, you, me, etc. Opposites got to exist for anything to be. Most people act out of what? The different forces which are coursing through them at the time. Be it egotistical, be it philosophical, you're going to do what you got going for yourself. And these may what? These may be hunger, lust, fear, hatred, anger, elation, etc. These are all moods. These are all physical moves that you can, control. But if you don't, you can't, they will control you. You'll be a victim instead of the master. You'll be the slave and not the master. They have, watch this, all those things, they have no control over these. Why? Because they have not understood that their true essence is in reality separate from their egoistic emotional thoughts and their uncontrolled emotions and desires of the flesh. You got to get past the lower nature. You got to raise your consciousness. Okay, you got to become a better person and help others instead of just yourself. Okay, we live in a society where everybody love for money, not God. I don't know how I got into this nonsense, but not nonsense, but yeah, the spiritual concept. Why? I ain't religious at all. I could care less. But my desire to help others, find themselves, know themselves, propels me to do this. Excuse me. I'm compelled from my knowledge and understanding of my higher self to help others to find themselves through what? Teaching them a philosophy that I live by. That's it. That's all I got for you. And watch this. And for those, they have identified with what? Their thoughts, and therefore are led to what? The consequences of what? Those negative actions and thoughts and deeds. And they agenda what? They have to pay the price for all the things that they do. What? Unbeknownst to them. That's being ignorant. When you know better, I live by what? Spiritual discipline. I keep God first. I keep the concept of balance in my life. Maya. That's how I live. Why? It's the philosophy that I can practice. I ain't gonna worry about it. Moving on. And what happens? Now you as an aspirant or right thinker, you having developed what? A higher level of your spiritual sensitivity by what? Practicing the right thinking philosophy, aka Maya, things I'm giving you. And now you are more aware, what? That you have a choice. Ding, 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 ding. That's what this means. Choice. In the thoughts that you think. They don't just pop up. I hear people that they just pop. No, you got to control what you think. You are in control of that. Who controls your mind other than you? Again, but if you're ignorant, lack of understanding, you're going to do whatever whims, whatever you feel, all that nonsense. Again, those are things that just come up. Pop-ups, all right? I don't do pop-ups. And watch this. But your actions and the actions that you perform. If you perform a bad act because you thought maybe this, that, and the third, and you got to be responsible for that action. If we teach our young people, Johnny, if you do what your parents tell you to do, you go to school and follow the rules, and life will be good for you, Johnny may buy into it. And if he do, what happened? He'll find out for himself. Now you ain't got to tell Johnny no more. Johnny knows. Why? He has experience. We can talk till we get blue in the face. I think I'm a good teacher, but experience got me beat hands down. Understand that. I'm trying to get you to have your experience so it won't be my lesson, it'll be your own. That's the difference, and that's what teaching's supposed to have you do for yourself, not what I say. Moving on. And when you have a choice to actually you perform, now you can choose whether to act in ways that are what? In harmony with my spiritual discipline. Is this good? Nah, don't do it. Is this bad? Don't do it. Simple. Your choice. If you go into something knowing it's wrong, whatever consequence come behind that, you responsible for that, and you have to suffer through it. Simple as that. Just like when you do right, everything come behind right is good. I got a bunch of stuff stacked up. Why? I'm doing good every day. I don't need blessings every day. Why? I'm not doing nothing to be neither. So if I'm just stacking them up, how much blessings you got in your bank with God? See, I got a bank account with God. Savings. Okay. Moving on. But when you live in harmony with Maya, or those that are in disharmonious with Maya, you have now studied the words of wisdom and must now look beyond the level of ritual worship, religion of the divine, to what? To the realm of practice and experience of the divine for oneself by what? By practicing the discipline that we set forth. And that will happen automatically. Why? The Kundalini serpent that rests inside you can't wait for you to be obedient so it can rise and reward you for that act. You can't get it no other way. You can't buy it, steal it, borrow it, loan it. Nope. You got to make it happen for yourself. So you got to put the work in. Moving on. In ordinary human life, those who have not achieved that state of what? Enlightenment. There's a lot of us. It's not a problem. But the masses, again, the masses in society at large perceive nature as what? A conglomeration of forces which are unpredictable and in need of control. However, as a spiritual sensitive mature, as your spiritual sensitivity matures, the aspirant, I just did a lesson, the more conscious you are, the less religious you are. Aspirant now realizes what? That what once appeared to be chaotic is in reality the divine plan of the Supreme Being that's in process of what? The unfoldment of your life. It depends on which side you're looking at and which side you're living it on. If it's negative, it's going to be bad. If it's positive, it's going to be good. Simple as that. Again, we back to the 50-50 shot. I haven't changed yet. Moving on. And when the state, when this state of consciousness, again, becoming conscious, not religious, is attained, it have to be attained through practice. And you, now the aspirant, realizes that there is an underlying order in nature. Well, which can only be perceived and experienced through what? Your spiritual eyes, the third eye, the internal eye that sees inside, not outside. You starting to get the concept of this philosophy? Now you have various injunctions of what they call Maat, and are for the purpose of keeping order in society. Not just the individual, but everything. She's covering everybody. Amongst ordinary people, you have people without psychological maturity or spiritual sensitivity, meaning they're ignorant, spiritually dead, meaning that they lack an awareness of spiritual principles and moral, ethical development. Again, they say that, I say dead, walking dead, zombies, just performing acts of nonsense, but also they provide insight into the order of creation and a pathway, a pathway or spiritual discipline, which when followed, implemented, and used, what happened? Will lead you, the aspirant, right thinker, to come into harmony with the cosmic order, God. Being in sync with God is the best thing you can happen. When everything just go your way, you ain't got to worry about nothing. It's going to work out. Moving on, that's when you're in sync with the cosmic order. That's what that means. And when the individual attunes his or her own sense of order and balance in their life with the cosmic order, a spontaneous unity occurs. Wow. Between the individual and the cosmos. You and God become one. When you realize that, you in the club. You just reached the highest level of human existence. Knowing thyself and God are one and the same. You don't believe it. You experience it for yourself. So you become a Gnostic of God knowledge. And the principles of Maat that got you there, rather than being a blind set of rules, commandments, which we must strive to follow the commandments, break the commandments, and you're going to hell. And become part of one's inner character. And you can proceed from one in a spontaneous manner. When you reach enlightenment, it's like, okay, it happens. And that light goes on, and it won't go off again. Once you become enlightened, you don't go back to being ignorant or in the dark, so to speak. Knowledge of self lasts forever. I'm almost done. Well, I got time. But now I just gave you the concept and what it means. This means that though the deeper understanding of the cosmic order, Maat philosophy, and by the practice, that's the key, of living it and gaining harmony with it, and that order, the individual will now lead him or herself to what? Mental and spiritual peace and harmony. That's bliss. That's when you are spiritually and mentally in that place of being. I've been there for a while. It's a beautiful place to be. I watched all the mystic and the high guy. They live it daily. I'm working my way to that degree. Why? It takes years of practice. It don't just happen overnight. I want my beard to be long and white by the time I get done. It won't go no further. So, moving on. All wise men got long white beards. I don't know what that's about, but I want to have mine. I'm still wise, but I ain't got the beard. I'm still going to be wise, but want the look. All right, here you go. Let me wrap it up. I appreciate you tuning in. But when you reach that level in harmony, that's called bliss. It is just peace right there in harmony, which will allow the lake of the mind to become what? Clear as a mirror, in which now you, the individual, your soul, is now able to realize is what? Oneness with the universal soul. You become one with God. That's a beautiful thing. That's the lesson. I'm going to end it there. Why? Because I got a whole new lesson coming up for you. So I'm just chop that out. Let you bite on that one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got the message. That was meat and potatoes. I got some more for you coming up. All right, then dessert. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never let my right thinkers have passed away. Keep doing what you're doing. Why? It works. Trust me.